What's up, everybody? This is Box Office Banter. I have with me Josh, Tyler, and Rodney, and we're about to do some Mars Attacks talk. And of course, we got to talk about the Banter Buddy. That goes out to Jeff Green for making all those polls in the Facebook group. We appreciate that, buddy. But without further ado, we want to jump straight into this movie as we always do.
Things first with this movie, the cast. The cast is great. I didn't even know all the people were in this, like Jack Black, and that's about it.
Yeah. You got Brosnan, you got Pierce Brosnan, Jack Nicholson,
Sarah Jessica Parker,
Martin Short, Glenn Close, Natalie Portman, Michael J. Fox,
young
Jack
Black.
Yeah.
None of them have a huge
not
huge
at all.
role. None of them get a too much screen time. They do a good job of giving each one of them they probably all have around the same amount of screen time.
I got a question. Do you think Jack Nicholson regretted doing this movie?
No, not at all.
No?
I thought he was the bright spot of the movie.
Yeah,
I did too, but I was like,
it
seems like a movie that he was like, man, I really should.
Hollywood does this every once in a while. They'll get a huge group of big name actors and put them in a goofy ass. Look at movie 43.
Yeah, the worst movie
massive
ever made.
massive cast. Yeah, but I'm sure they all loved the experience.
They all probably had fun filming that movie.
Yeah,
it might not have been a
sense.
success or whatever, but it might have been a chance for them to relax a little bit and relieve some stress. Make some money.
And it's a Tim
Can't
Burton
argue.
film, so you probably, I imagine people love working for him.
Again.
And even though it was like, it's not a movie that was like panned per se, but it wasn't as good as everybody wanted it to be given the cast. So it wasn't quite movie 43.
I think it's in the 50s on Rotten Tomatoes.
But it had mixed reviews, and now it's a cult fucking favorite.
Yeah.
Mixed reviews like this table right here.
Also, the CGI is unbelievable.
For the time?
Yeah, for the time. No, it is for the time. It's great.
When did this come out?
1996.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old.
Were you joking at that statement?
Yeah, I really was. It was like Jurassic Park is like...
Well, yeah, see, I was thinking
standard.
that going into it, but then I was like, this came out in the 90s. Like, this is actually
I knew it came out
really
in the 90s.
good.
That was a joke.
For the time.
Yeah. Only 4 miles outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky.
I know, that's awesome. I love when movies are from Kentucky that you wouldn't expect.
Wait, I totally
especially a movie like
that was the first thing. This movie,
Yeah.
it's weird. I guess because it was like 5. I was 5 when it came out. Every time it opened up with outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky, and then it it would say this is the date, and it'd be like May 13th. I think it might even say May 10th at some point. And that's my birthday. Is May 10th. So it was one of those things. I was like, Kentucky, May 10th, whatever.
Yeah.
I used to get
This
super.
is amazing.
Yeah. Now I'm older. I'm like, shit happens.
So I had such a hard time watching this because it's free on YouTube, but for whatever reason, my YouTube did not want to load it, and then when it did load, the voice and their mouth were off by 7 seconds.
Really?
So it was terrible, and I had to keep backing out and then reloading it, and then I finally paused it when I was talking to you and let it load for an hour, and then it played the rest of the movie. But I had such a tough time.
Yeah, I was going to ask
for the first 30 minutes. Yeah, it took me an hour to get through 7 minutes of the movie.
That's ridiculous. No, you see, you were probably going in with bad vibes from the jump.
Well, yeah,
right
straight from the jump. I was like, fuck this
I was telling
movie.
them, I don't know if Tyler was the only one that saw it. I posted a video and proved it because it sounds unbelievable. But I put on my copy and it was playing the music, but anytime somebody talked, it was like...
It was really
and there was fuzz going behind it.
It's The Martians, man.
How many movies are on back here? So
2,000.
It doesn't matter. And I just watched this exact copy 6 months ago, I'd say. Maybe 6, 7, maybe 8 months ago. No more than a year. And it talked just fine. It just, all dialogue, completely mute.
Did you have to end up watching it on YouTube?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube.
And it was fine for you?
I had no problems. And I knew it was fine because I looked it up once you complained about it and was like, yeah.
But it was weird because I went to a couple other videos and they all loaded fine. It was just when I tried to watch Mars Attack, it was fucking up.
It's almost like somebody was trying to get us to not review or watch this movie. They were stopping you. My shit didn't have dialogue.
I watched it twice this week.
Watch something happen when we upload this video and only Brandon's voice doesn't play.
Don't speak it into existence, dude. Back to that scene in Lockjaw, Kentucky, or outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky.
Is that where the cows ran by? So,
Yeah,
'cause
I like
saw
the
cows,
shot of the
yep,
cattle,
on
dude,
fire.
like just
I
barging
just didn't see
down
the
the hill
Kentucky.
on fire.
Creepy
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah, can you
is what it is,
imagine?
yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on with my livestock? Can you
So-
imagine? That's exactly how people like that sound in Kentucky. If y'all didn't know, we're rare breed here.
Who would your all's favorite character be in this movie?
Jack Black.
Oh, definitely
So
not.
Even though he didn't.
I liked his brother from Kansas. From the first time I saw him, I was like, he's going to be the hero of this movie. This was my first time watching the movie.
Same here.
I think me and Tyler, yeah, you all have seen it, but yeah, that the kid from Kansas, I was like, he's going to save the day. I don't know why I thought that, but
That's
Oh.
interesting.
Dude.
and I love Jack, like the president. I thought he did a great job.
I think Jack Nicholson might be my favorite. I also liked Decker a lot, General Decker. Like I like how he was just like always like
The one
let's
that's like attack,
fucking nuke
nuke.
him.
Yeah.
He just wasn't like honestly the characters that stole the show was characters, but they all looked the same. The Martians, those they
Yeah.
cracked.
I'll tell you
me
who
up.
I
They were the
fucking
funny
hate:
ones.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Dude, I've never found her that
doesn't?
attractive.
Who doesn't?
She
either.
looks like a moose. I love it when they make fun of her on South Park.
Park.
That's
Dude,
what
I
I
feel
think of
like-
a moose every
I
time.
feel like everyone would be going batshit crazy
Mm-hmm.
if the president announced that aliens have invaded.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah, everybody seemed to be kind of just
They
chill
all
about
fucking
it, really,
crowded up like it was a concert.
Yeah, yeah.
which ended.
That's
awful.
when the,
Yeah.
the actual comedy started.
Oh,
This is a
no.
comedy movie,
Comedy.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it wasn't.
it's like a horror
Funny.
comedy.
No,
I thought it was funny.
I think the comedy started like early on.
So
Yeah.
as far as it being a comedy movie, I didn't laugh once,
Me
but there were times where I went, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah. Oh, that.
Like
yeah.
I wasn't laughing out loud. I was like,
Mars
I see
Attack's
the
a funny
irony in that,
Yeah.
but like I never laughed.
See, another thing is this is almost like a spoof of like old school.
That's
like,
how I-
50s type fucking Martian.
oh
movies.
look,
the
it's
Martians
literally a comedy.
Yeah, The Martians are what made me laugh the most.
Like the part where I think
Yeah.
the president from France calls the president from the United States, and he's
Yeah.
like, "We've come to an agreement."
Yeah,
And
and
he's
he's
like,
like,
"Get out!" I was like,
"Oh,
"Oh, that's
God."
kind of ironic and funny," but like, I wasn't laughing out
Yeah,
loud at that.
I was gonna get to that at some point too.
But
Like,
yeah,
that's
okay.
perfect.
Let's start at the beginning. Herd of cows running on fire.
Yeah, the opening music and the opening credits. I've always loved that. That always enticed me. Kind of like how y'all are talking about. Man, dude, everybody that's in this movie. Like, if you didn't see a trailer or know anything about this movie, and it had that opening
Oh,
with all the
yeah.
UFOs, and you just saw the names pass by. I remember just being enamored by that. Being a little kid, I was like, "Oh, Jack Nicholson." And this is when I was 5 years old. Michael J. Fox,
Yeah,
Martin
Martin
Short,
J.
like those were
Fox.
big people. So I'm like, "Oh my god, and Martin Short's in this." Like that used to give me just as hype as the movie, and that music, like dun 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 dun. It was fucking that.
Again, the cast was
fucking amazing.
stacked, and the Martians they reminded me of Rodney because they were so ugly.
I gotta tell you, that's a lot of UFOs too, dude.
There was a lot of UFOs. Yeah.
It was cool seeing Jim Brown
Just kidding.
as
Yeah.
Byron. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I was just kidding, Rodney.
Heavyweight for what? What'd you say?
Saying you looked ugly like the aliens. I'm sorry.
I take it
love
as a
you.
compliment.
Okay.
'cause
I
the
didn't
aliens
realize Jim-
won
Like I
technically.
didn't realize Jim Brown, Cleveland,
Running back?
Yeah, running back for
And
Cleveland
boxer.
Browns.
Yeah.
was in so many like fucking movies. I gotta open this from a distance. I don't know
What
what
is going on?
beer. It
I
overshoots
liked
it
when The
like
Martian was on TV
Great.
for the first time.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, talking.
Yeah.
How did you all feel about it jumping around from city to city?
I liked it
Because there's
Did
what
want a
four
little
main
bit.
cities: Washington, Las Vegas, New York, and Kansas.
They split all
Did
these
that bother
actors
you
up
at all?
very well. to me.
I dug it.
I loved it.
I kind of liked
Yeah.
it too. I was like, oh, this is giving you a perspective from
Yeah.
each city and how they're
Yeah.
eventually going to come together. Is what I was
Well,
thinking.
plus you have the
like, first time.
connections too with the wife and then Byron. You know, them two being in different areas.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
so, I mean,
Las
there's-
Vegas and where was she?
she
Washington.
was Washington, yeah. So they
It
were
was like one bright spot.
they were all tied together somehow.
What about Jack Nicholson, dude, getting his Eddie Murphy on with the dual rolls?
Dude, yes.
If you
I
like
loved it.
pina coladas, that song playing in the background.
Was he the other
Love
guy that
Yeah.
acted like he was real rich and stuff?
Yeah.
With the hat?
That's what I thought.
Which
That's
one
what
do y'all
I
like
thought.
better
Hold
of them
up.
two?
Hold up. What?
Jack Nicholson
The
was
hat?
Did you not
Oh,
realize
yeah,
that
no,
too?
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I know who you're
there's a
talking about.
moment even takes it off, and
Yeah,
it's clear.
I know who you're
as day.
talking about.
I was like, is that him? And then I was like,
Oh yeah,
they made him look a little different. But
yeah. He tries to
that
cut a
has to
deal.
be,
yeah, tries to cut a deal with Byron to like lay somebody out, and he's like, "They made a bunch of money on you back in the day," type shit. Dude, it's always good seeing Michael J. Fox, dude. Sucks so much that he got
Yeah.
Parkinson's, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is right around the time, like, I remember watching this movie repetitively and, like, my parents being like, he's got Parkinson's. And I was
You're like, what is that?
what the fuck is that? I'm like,
He can
is gonna
park
die?
wherever he
They're like,
wants.
Not
He can
exactly.
Parkinson's?
Like, that's a good thing. Like, thinking he could park wherever. Like, what does
he
this
can-
mean? Yeah. I swear, dude. One thing that's really weird for me is seeing Natalie Portman young now.
So
Yeah.
young.
I mean, I think of Leon the Professional, of
Yeah.
course,
Did you-
classic. But I feel like I've seen her in so many roles, and even like sensual like type roles. So now when I see her as a kid, I'm just like, this is just weird for me now.
Did you feel at all like a pedophile?
I do.
Because I did. I was like, when I saw their name, I was like, I'm ready to see her. Like, she's hot.
Yeah.
And then I saw her and she's 14 years
It's like,
old.
she's not.
I was like, oh,
Not to bring that
no.
joke back, dude. Yeah, man. I
Okay.
mean,
Glad to know I'm not the only
no,
pedophile
no.
feeling.
And like you were
person.
saying, like you kind of dove into. Can you imagine this shit
The
getting
mayhem?
dropped on you, dude? Like on live TV, like Martians are coming. I don't know if I'd fucking believe it. I really don't. I'd be like, yeah, y'all are bullshit. And then of course they have the little,
No,
the
dude.
little
Just head for
meeting.
the mountains in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. One thing that kills me, you're talking about Jack Black, dude. I cannot believe the Billy character went on to be one of my favorite comedic actors ever. Because I saw this when when it came out. I was like 5 years old. So this time Jack Black wasn't Jack Black today. I
Yeah.
just remember being like, I fucking hate this guy. He annoys the shit out of me. And I remember getting older and going back and I'm like, this guy was fucking Jack Black the whole time. He might have been the original character in an adult movie that I was like, I can't stand this motherfucker. And then to go back years later and not realize that it was Jack Black when I was like 13 or 14, that fucking blew my mind.
Speaking of StatCast, what about Danny DeVito?
Yep, that's
making
what I had
his
written
fucking
down. I wish he had
movie?
more screen time.
I know.
I fucking love. I just
Danny
kick the shit
DeVito
out of
just
you.
shows up randomly in movies.
Oh, yeah.
He was the only one not watching the announcement. He was
Yeah.
still shooting craps,
yeah.
getting all excited. Everybody's focusing on the aliens, and he's like, "Let's get this money."
I got one that might fuck y'all all the way up. I don't know if you realized it. Might
Probably
look
not.
familiar. Even Ray J, Mr. One Wish, is in this movie.
Is
His
he really?
kid.
The R&B.
He's Byron's kid.
Oh, what?
Really?
Yeah,
The
that's
tall
Ray
one?
J. Yeah, the
the
tall
one
one.
that fucked Kim Kardashian.
Yes, that
Oh,
is
shit.
Ray J. And then the other kid played in like Space Jam and a bunch of other kid roles. But the
Oh,
older
he
one,
did play younger Michael, didn't he?
Yeah,
I
and-
thought he was familiar.
Yeah, he played in a bunch of shit.
I've seen his dick before.
But yeah, that's Ray J. Dude. If you've seen his dick, then that's a whole other story. But yeah, Ray J, dude.
Dude.
Like that fucks me up every time I see it. I'm like, that's Mr. One. Like, why is he in this? But like when I'm watching, I'm like, look at this cast, and I'm always like, even fucking Ray J's in this movie. It's just so
One of the
out there.
One of the funny parts that got me is the
Oh, so the
Martians.
funny part did get you. Now
Yeah.
we talk.
There was like two funny parts, and they're basically the same
Two.
thing. The Martian comes down, and they say they come in peace, and instantly just murder
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
When they see the dove or whatever,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
just-
just.
I want to know what
What
where
triggered
the
him?
miscommunication was in the ACK.
I don't think there was a
communicator.
mission. I think they were coming there to kill him regardless.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's 100%. I'm gonna get to that because that's the funniest shit in the movie to me. How they keep duping us because we're
Like,
fucking
oh, yeah,
idiots. They're
let's-
like, oh, it must be this, and they just keep doing it.
They're like, okay,
Fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. There's a part towards the end where they're literally creeping up, shooting them in the back, and like dissolving, and they're like, "We come in peace,
Yes,
don't
we come
run."
in peace.
That's the funniest part of them. Every time since I was a kid, dude, that is the funniest shit to me. The
you
way
see
they
the
just
one
blast
carrying
them
the,
away.
like the translator or whatever.
Yeah, they're just fucking shooting these motherfuckers up, just like we come in peace, and motherfucker, like that's how dumb they.
Yeah,
think.
I literally
after-
wrote
And we
that down.
are. Yeah,
After they
hilarious. Me too.
blasted
They
everybody.
took Sarah Jessica Parker at that time.
Yeah, after they blasted everyone, they decided, hey, we'll give them another chance.
Oh,
We'll
my
let
God.
them, try to explain themselves.
'Cause
And-
the
and
president-
they're in that like room with all the politicians and rich people and
Oh.
stuff. And then boom, they just start murdering all them again. I was like, jeez.
And fucking Pierce Brosnan.
That got me good.
He's over sitting there like
Smoking on the
makes
pipe.
no sense. Like, and it's like, dude, we're playing, now, dude.
So that the Martian that disguised himself as the woman,
Ugh.
did that creep y'all out?
Yes.
It was
That
really
gave me
weird.
like
I
I was
wrote it
like
down.
scared.
Yeah,
for
when
some
I was
reason.
like 5 years
I didn't
old,
like
The
it.
way she like fucking walked, and then the way she like runs to catch up with him at one point,
Yes.
fucking, it made me feel
As a kid,
so
that scared the
uncomfortable.
shit out of me.
It scared me at 28 years old.
It just looks weird. It looks
yeah, it was-
abnormal. It is creepy. And she's the main one on the poster.
Oh, is that
too.
who's on the poster?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's her.
I didn't even realize, and that's the dog on the
Yeah.
fucking Sarah
And that's
Jessica.
of
Parker.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
killed a dog.
And that fucked me up when I was a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
too, dude. Is when all the head shit with the professor, Pierce Brosnan's character, and Sarah Jessica Parker's character. That used to fucking trip me out too. Because being like 5 and watching their heads on different bodies, I was like, "What is this?" And Martin Short, just a dumbass,
Yeah,
letting her
for
come
real.
in. She's walking like this. Her head's like 40 feet tall. And that was something I was gonna say during like that little battle where they're like, "We come in peace" for the first time.
Yeah.
I love how this movie just isn't afraid to let a main star go. Like anybody can go at any time. I love that in a movie where there's no certainty,
Those
dude.
are a little pointier. Than
Yeah, it
what
seems
was
like
on
you're
the show.
zooming in on the titties, bro.
Yeah, were you wanting to see her tits? Like
I
there was at
kinda
one
did.
point
I
when
kinda
she was on
did.
the table and he was like undressing
is,
her,
right
and I was
there.
like, "Who is that?"
That's that lady.
She looks familiar.
I don't know for sure.
She
But
does look familiar when she's sitting down on the bed with Martin Short.
I remember.
I don't like the way she
in
walks.
That, in that scene before them where they came out the UFO and they first
it
shot
up.
the place up when Michael J. Fox died, dude. I remember because you see
she's
him
holding his
and you
hand.
see the arm. That the first time I saw
Yeah.
that, I was like, they killed Michael J. Fox, and little did I know they were gonna kill everybody. Everybody's going. But at the same time, is it like them being a thing where they're like anybody can go at any time, or they're just like, look, this whole cast is big actors, so big actors have to die. There's no other choice.
Yeah, the cast
It's
is
like a
so big.
DMX
There's
crowd,
so many
dude.
big name cast members. They had to kill a couple of them off, and it really didn't even make a dent.
Yeah.
There's still more super popular cast members.
She's not the top.
Oh yeah, dude. And I can't even lie, dude. I love these little fucking guys, these Martians and their weapons, dude. It's just classic Tim Burton. And I got to tell you, man, this isn't your typical Tim Burton movie.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not your like gothic take, but you can still feel his like fingerprints all over it. It's got that Tim Burton fucking vibe.
Weirdness to it.
I can't explain it. I love Tim Burton, dude. I gush all over that motherfucker, dude. Everything he makes, I don't know. I find myself loving it. Like his movies, maybe more than any other director, take me out of reality and just put me in like a different place. And you got to give him props for that. And he does that in this movie, 100%, dude. So did y'all think Martin Short was gonna die in that scene with what the fuck?
Martian woman?
Yeah, Martian woman.
Oh yeah,
MW.
I was like, he's gone.
yeah,
I didn't see his finger getting bit off, but
no.
Yeah, it's like,
definitely
ooh,
didn't see
you
that.
biz. Like,
and then it
dude.
like ripped like the side of her face or whatever, so you can see like the Martian underneath it.
And then she eats a piece of gum.
Yeah.
Yep, that was my reference in the earlier
Yeah.
episode.
Oh,
if y'all
Monday
caught it.
Mayhem. Oh yeah, dude. And then she goes to try to kill Jack Nicholson and Glenn Close's characters, dude.
I love when they take
Shoot
over the
dog.
White
I
House.
thought you were gonna say, I love when they shoot the dog.
No, you know I don't like that.
I hated the president's wife.
Yeah,
Oh, Glenn
Glenn Close?
Cruella
Why?
DeVille.
Hated her.
I thought she'd do the chandelier scene.
Oh, that was
like,
perfect.
oh, she's just watching her own death right now. And she's like, the chandelier.
Dude, I love how the aliens too. Once that shit happened and they find blew, the green gook, and they blew the fucking.
Oh, the song.
yeah, it
the-
blew them up, and then they
yodeling?
had they had the way they suited up with everything. They had like the guns that just kept. They were like so organized. The way the guns plopped down, and then they'd walk in front of that thing. They would slam together, and they'd be in suits, and it was just
Yes.
going down each one. And they were getting into that, and then music was playing. The music in this movie, amazing,
On point.
definitely on.
It was
point.
perfect music for an extraterrestrial.
The
film, sure.
that big robot that was chasing that kid from Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that scene.
Yeah.
And then they got
Oh,
wrapped
great.
up in like the wires or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The robot, dude, that thing was crazy though. Like just seeing that running down a road at you,
Dude,
bro,
it was
like,
fucking booking it, dude.
Yeah, it was coming after him.
And it reminded me of the fucking giant thing in The Hobbit that like the
little
dude
bit.
would ride and like the things were in its
Oh,
eyeballs.
yeah,
For
yeah.
that's immediately what my mind went to, and I think it's because we just watched those movies.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what my mind went to because the Martian was controlling that, just like there was somebody riding those giant creatures from The Hobbit.
Yeah.
A little connection right there.
Yeah, for sure. And,
Maybe The Hobbit got their inspiration from this movie.
I'm sure they
probably
did.
Create those.
It only makes sense.
Mars Attacks happened after The Hobbit because of The Hobbit.
Gotcha. In a
time.
reverse timeline,
Yeah.
parallel universe.
Right.
For sure.
And then Lord of the Rings happens.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say too at the White
What
House.
a mind fuck
dude.
if we were living in a backwards time.
I don't
Like
even
time
think
actually
about
started in the future and we went backwards, but our mind was reversed from what actually was happening. So we thought the past happened before the future, but the future actually happens before the past. Good.
So that would be like
God.
a backwards parallel universe, really.
Yes,
It'd
holy
be a
fuck.
reverse parallel universe.
Let's make a movie.
I was gonna say this sounds like a deep dive for
Trademark.
Monday Mayhem.
Okay. Back to the
Awesome.
movie.
Where were we?
Awesome though. No, I was gonna say back to kind of what Tyler was talking about before they got out of there, and you saw the big robot inside of Washington D.C. where they're just tearing it up
Yeah.
inside the White House. I love when they keep tipping the Washington Monument every direction.
Oh, they keep
Yes.
pushing
Over
it.
the kids that were trying to escape. that shit was
Fuck,
hilarious.
what are they called?
Boy
Scouts.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts.
Boy
They just kept
Scouts are-
catching it. And they're like, okay, we'll go this way.
Yeah,
Are any
that
of you all
cracks
in
me
Boy
up.
Scouts?
No.
See,
I
like
was.
that scene, that made me laugh. You didn't laugh at that?
That was great.
Dude, that,
When
I'd be
he's-
rolling at that.
He's just fucking hitting
Were they
it
trying
over.
to hit the Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, but I didn't find it funny.
I thought that was hilarious how they hit it. And in the moment, you're like, okay, that's the end of it. And they'd catched it.
Again.
And the whole time I was picturing them inside, like, just going crazy. And then I love kind of how Ray J, dude, and his brother seem to be the most effective, dude, in trying to prevent the Martians from taking over the
It's
White
because
House.
the video game.
Yeah, and
Game saved
Yes.
like they were playing the video game where they were shooting fucking Martians or whatever.
And they're-
haven't
and that-
written
when
that
was
down.
that at back in the day? Because they had an old ass TV and they had a gun like they were at the arcade shooting at it.
Do you
even
remember
then.
at Grammy and Pops the game they had where you would shoot the gun at the ducks?
Yes, the Ducks.
That's
dude.
what I thought of when they were playing that.
Oh yeah, me too, dude.
I don't know if you played that or Tyler.
I did. There
I
was
did.
It was like Duck Hunter or whatever.
Yeah, I
Like,
did. A
was
little
the
bit.
Fucking shit. Okay.
Oh yeah. And then I had, of course, what we were talking about. All hell breaks loose after the big fucking robot shit. That was great. And then being like, "We come in peace." They're shooting everybody. That was fucking amazing, dude. Kind of what you were touching on too. He talks to the other president. Like I love how
France.
done Nicholson is. Like by damn near the end of this
Yeah.
movie, like he's just like, "Don't."
He's got his fucking head on the desk.
Yeah, he's
like,
like,
"I'm
this is a
just done."
form to say yes to
To
the
use
nukes,
the
and
nuke.
he's still like trying to fight it though. Like he's
Yeah.
still trying to fight, like
Yeah.
beating these aliens. He's like,
He doesn't know what
All
to do. He's just lost, dude.
So yeah, when they, I think the funniest part of the movie to me was when they finally used the nuke, and
It
the
sucks it
aliens
up.
send out that fucking drone or whatever, and it sucks it up, and then the alien like inhales it. That was the funniest part of the
that
movie
was
to me.
fucking amazing. I think people can slip up trying to like look at all these amazing actors and try to like laugh at them, but if you just focus on like the aliens and their antics, the
So-
aliens are hilarious.
Yeah,
in
they
this
are.
movie.
So if he would have like smoked that, if he would have lit it like a bowl or something, I think
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a little funnier. But the fact he caught the nuke and then inhaled it, I found that the funniest part
Yeah,
of the whole movie.
ah!
And then the whole laughs that they do the whole
Like,
movie.
can you
are-
imagine? Like, he's already done. He's just like, you gotta be.
What would you do at that point? You send out your top defense, a fucking nuke, and he inhales it in his
And Decker
lungs.
finally got what he wanted. Like
I'm just going to
I
bunker.
just loved him the whole movie. Like every step of the way. Like 10 minutes would go by and it cut to a scene. Like we gotta hit him. We gotta do. What we gotta do. He was right the whole time.
I'm the grandma scene when he's
The
one
music?
alien sees the grandma,
They
but instead of
sneak up
killing
behind
her,
her.
he gets his buddy and he's like, come here, and tells him to come over, and then they bring this huge ass like laser thing, puts it right up on her head, and they're still not killing her. They're still like playing around and hanging
that's
out,
hilarious.
which gives your buddy
The Kansas kid.
Yeah, the grandma too, dude. I thought the grandma was just like, it's not that she was great, but like I had such a soft spot for her. I remember being like 5 years old, like, don't you kill her, she's so sweet.
Don't touch her.
And then I remember seeing that scene, I'm like, they're about to kill her in the worst way. And then who would have thought, dude, the grandma's music could be their kryptonite of all things.
They didn't really go into why though, did they?
No,
They
it's
left
just
it
the
to you.
yodeling.
I kind of like it
Because was it-
No, it's just like some random.
Because that's what I was thinking. Was
oldies
it was
music.
it that song? Was it music in general?
I took it.
What
was
it?
I took it was that music is that bad.
Yeah,
It
yodeling.
was that
Yeah.
exact song
I'm
or that genre of music.
yeah, like yodeling music is so bad that it'll take care of the aliens.
Yeah, and that used to crack. Just watch them like.
And their heads fucking explode.
and it's like
Pop.
bubbling too right before it pops.
Oh my god, so great.
I think maybe my favorite scene was when the president has his nice little speech or whatever
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end. You're like,
And he
okay,
kinda- yeah, he's a
he's gonna
badass.
save the day.
he
And
thought
like
he had something.
the
to say.
alien like has the tear, and you're like, oh yes, it's coming, and they shake hands.
Perfect.
And his fucking hand runs off and then stabs him through the fucking heart.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
like
that
the
was best
ultimate
scene.
again. Like it, I love that when you watch this movie. They're like, "Oh, we come in peace."
That little twist.
Oh, it's the dove. Like, oh, we come in peace. We're gonna shoot everybody up. They're walking behind them like, "We come in peace," killing them. And it's like, I got a tear, buddy. Put her there. Murdered you too. Like that was the ultimate
'cause-
icing on the cake of like. We've been tricking you the entire way.
So that-
How are y'all this dumb? Like
that
it just
scene,
shows us that we're
when
this
he
dumb.
when he started having his speech, I was like, they're still gonna kill him. But then as soon as the Martian tear dropped, I was like, maybe they're not. And they shook hands, and then his hand crawled off. I was like, oh, I was
Yeah.
right from the beginning.
Yeah, and I love
Which
that
then
kid.
Like,
turns
they went
into
that
a
back and
flag.
forth.
Like this,
like,
we've
we win,
conquered.
bitch.
the flag
Yes,
is
the
just
flag.
It just pops out real quick.
flag
and
was
you're like,
great.
oh shit.
Yeah, like that's just it's such a like exclamation point on like we're idiots. We are idiots as human beings.
And then something
too
I did
forgiving.
like from the movie was the kid from Kansas does end up saving the day, and he gets that Medal of Honor. And just the irony of that being who his brother was from the beginning.
Yeah.
With the whole
Love
military thing, and he dies, but then his brother, the Kansas kid, gets the Medal of Honor and his
Yeah.
grandma. I thought that was funny how they did the switch or whatever.
We didn't talk
Right
about
there.
the hilarity in Jack Black's death either. How he goes running up with a gun
Right.
like a badass. You
Yeah.
think he's going to kill someone. He stops, points, and the magazine falls
Yeah,
out.
nothing.
And then
Puts
he
up the
gets the
flag.
flag.
Well, the first time you see him, he's fucking like putting the gun back together blindfolded. So you think he knows his way around a gun.
That was the thing is he did.
But he forgets the like the easiest thing, which is to put the magazine all the way in the gun. So yeah, that was kind of funny.
And then he's
But
like all shaky and shit.
we do have to put guns back. Like we are timed on how fast we can take apart a gun and put it back together. M16 is
yeah.
what we were trained on.
How
So
fast?
that's 2 minutes is what we would do unblindfolded. So for him to do that blindfolded was very impressive. But yeah, we
Yeah.
did. That's something we had to do in basic training was take apart an M16. There's 17 parts or whatever, and then we have to put it all back together.
Which makes it stand out even more.
So that-
he was a hard ass, but when the shit hit the fan and the true
crumbled.
colors are revealed, he
His
was
balls
a bitch.
shriveled.
He was
So
a
that was
bitch.
something that scene, I guess, probably had more meaning to me, being that that's something I've done. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there are some parts where, like, you have to line up, and if it's a centimeter off, it won't go in. So to do that blindfolded is very impressive.
So Forrest Gump did it in, what was it, like 53 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That fucking tail of him. I was gonna say too. I like how Byron went out like a G, dude.
Yo, with
squaring
the
up
boxing?
With the Martians.
Yo, that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah,
They
he's-
take off with
he's
the
gonna be
plane?
Like, pink, pink,
He's
pink.
like Byron Jackson, a heavyweight champion of the world, taking his shit off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's about.
Which
and
it
then
was-
the alien squared up.
That's what was funny was that they
They were
squared
like,
up.
"Let's take
Yes.
him."
They've got guns that can incinerate him.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
That's what I'm
square
saying.
up.
And then they jump him.
And
They
you
still don't shoot
I feel
him.
like you realize more watching this movie more and more. But like the aliens in this movie are just—they're like comedic genius.
They're,
So
they're
something
playing
that-
with like toys.
something that always happens, and I've got to like be aware of this, is when we start sitting here discussing a movie, it becomes better as you discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I could have rated this movie a 5, and we talk about it, and for some reason, usually I think most people are negative people, but us sitting here talking about movies, we seem to be positive people,
Oh, yeah.
and it raises the rating that I give it. So this movie's better now mentally to me than when I first watched it.
That's why I
But
don't
I
have
can't.
the
But I
ratings
can't.
written down.
I need to not change my score because that happened with the Hobbit movies. I think I raised each one of my scores by like 0.3 to 0.5 points. I've got to when I watched it, what I rated it, keep it as, because sitting here talking about it, I'm having a great time like discussing the movie. But
What if you were to watch
I
it
didn't
again?
like it watching the movie.
That's crazy to think about it, because it's so entertaining.
But I have a great time sitting here talking to you all like about it and discussing scenes and stuff. But
I could see it being one of those things too. You saw it too late in life, and if you
Definitely.
rewatched it,
I'm watching it in 2021.
yeah, if you rewatched
It came out when 96.
yeah. I think if you rewatched it, you'd probably have a greater
26 years.
appreciation for it. Honestly,
Not 26.
25 years.
Yeah, what? 25, not 26, 25. I'm watching it 25 years late.
oh yeah,
Me and Tyler.
oh yeah,
So I was 3 when this fucking movie came out.
oh yeah.
I was 6.
And I think I said
Also have to
Byron.
pee.
I think
Yeah,
I
I've had to
said
pee
Byron
this
went
whole
out like a G. He actually
didn't
did
even
it,
go
though.
out.
Comes
He
back.
made it. He
Yeah.
made it, and I love that. Normally, I like the finality of it, but I was like,
Walking
Damn
back
it.
to his destroyed.
Yeah, you
I'll
see
take
the
my-
side of their building in
"I'll
each
take
house,
my cherry on top here. I'm good with it."
which the kids, Ray J and the only guy we've seen his dick in the whole movie, they push the alien off the side of the fucking, out of their room or whatever, and it falls down.
Yeah, they actually tripped him with his dick.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Which is coincidentally the same noise a woman makes.
Kim Kardashian.
Anyways, bars attacks, people. Did you like it? Did you love it?
We're going into ratings?
We do have to do ratings. I was about to say we'll
Okay.
reveal what we got.
I'll go. Let me go first.
Go for it, son.
Oh, like I kind of went into earlier, watching the movie, I wasn't too impressed or anything with it. I didn't actually laugh out loud, and comedy is my specialty. I'm the comedy guy of the table. Like, those are my favorite movies, but I didn't laugh out loud. There were times where I went, this scene's funny, but I'm not actually chuckling at that point. So I wrote a 6.5. It's an enjoyable movie. I think it's entertaining. Nothing too special about it, but sitting here talking about it would bump it up to closer to like a 7, but I've got to stick with what I wrote. I'm saying this is a 6.5. It's a good movie. I didn't waste time. I didn't feel like I wasted time watching it. I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't anything too special, and I think that probably goes into a lot to what you all were saying is I saw it 25 years late. If I would have saw it when it came out or whatever, or closer to that, I'd probably have more of a nostalgic feel with it. But yeah, it's going to get a 6.5 for me.
Yeah, and I think a big thing too, like I was saying, is people get blown away by the cast, so they focus so
Yes.
hard on them rather than the aliens. But the aliens are the ones that
They
steal
really
the
are,
show
because
here.
Did any cast member have more than 40 minutes screen time? 30 minutes screen time?
I don't think
No.
so. It
The way they
balanced it.
split it up, like they did a great job of that. I think the cast is stacked, but nobody has an overwhelming amount of screen time.
No, everybody has their moment, but there's nothing. I think that's another thing I commend about this movie. Kind of not a completely different movie, Avengers, but Avengers in their 3-hour time, the way they fucking the first Infinity War, the way they measured that was like, damn, they space this out. I think this movie is really good at spacing out those characters. And I think you can get duped, especially seeing it years upon years later, by looking at the cast and you focus so hard on them, because can you not? But the Martians are the ones that steal the show.
They really are the main
For
part of the show.
me,
Okay.
there was a point in time when I was 5 years old when this came out. This was my favorite movie for a year. Like, I mean, you could talk to my dad. I just kept starting this over and over.
Your
and
dad
over
probably
and over
hated
and
it.
over. No,
Like,
he
get this
still-
off the fucking
No, he
TV.
still loves it. We would just watch it religiously, dude. And I love the movie. It's kind of died down a little bit. Obviously, it's not the greatest movie of all time to me as it was back in like '96, for that
The
year.
nostalgic feel, though.
But I wanted to give it 8.1, but I actually bumped it up a couple points because I think I was being like too critical, where I was like, don't get too hung up on your past. You know how much you used to love this movie. You might be being a little too unfair. I'm like, man, when I think about this movie, I think it's an 8.3 out of 10.
Respectable.
Legit.
How much of that is nostalgic feel.
Well, that's
a
what
lot of it probably.
That's what I'm saying is nostalgia. If I go back to when I first saw this, it was a 10 out of 10. Like that's what it was. It was my favorite
the perfect movie
for a year. Yeah, like there was nothing better. It had funny shit in it, and there was just people getting murdered left and right, and it had an amazing
everything
cast.
a 5-year-old could want.
That's all I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, what can be better than this? And then I got it down to 8.1. I think I fought the other way where I was like, I might be thinking too strongly, like my nostalgia's getting in the way. It's not, dude. 8.3. I love this movie.
Something else going into this movie, I had no idea what to expect. It wasn't until Tyler said the next movie we should do should be a comedy or drama because we haven't done that, and Rodney went, "Oh, Mars Attacks is a comedy."
Yeah.
That I even realized this was a comedy because I thought this was more of a serious drama or whatever. So it totally threw me off going into the movie.
No.
But yeah, okay. I'll shut up now. Someone else.
Yeah, it's great.
Tyler, how low are you on the totem pole?
How low can you go? Can you?
I didn't really enjoy it at all. Yeah, I gave it a 4.3.
Good God, I'm
you're-
not that hard.
You're
And
You're
that's
hurting my
and that's
5-year-old soul.
because we were talking about it and made me jump. Because I did give it a
fell
3.
into that
Because I did
portal?
give it a 3.7.
Damn.
But I jumped to a 4.
Dude, I'm telling you, talking about the movie bumps it up.
It does.
And that's
almost every
that's
time.
almost that's kind of what's crazy and what I think is because most people I think are negative people.
Yeah.
You talk
Yeah.
to most people, they'll talk the downside of whatever you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But with us four, it seems like we bring the bright spot out of whatever
We try to.
we're talking about,
Yeah, we
which
try.
is something I
It's
love
hard.
about everybody here is because I'm
Yeah.
such a positive person that I'm glad we all share that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, 4.3 for me.
Hell
We
yeah.
try to at least. I did the same thing
That's
with
crazy.
Freaky.
I can't.
We didn't
I,
have to.
I hate negative. Like, come on.
I try to find the good.
You're
People
breathing.
Put a lot of effort in it.
So, yeah, I'm gonna be at a solid 7.
I respect that.
And that's
Respect.
if I like you all were just talking about. If I were to let my nostalgia be the main watcher of this movie, then it would be like an
Higher.
8.5 or something like that. But the fact that past the humor, it's not a great movie. It's not a good movie, even really. It's not really that good of a movie.
That's
But
part of
it's
what makes it so good, though. Is you're
Yeah.
like,
It's
why is
not
this so
that it's-
good? And
yeah.
how did they get this cast?
Right, exactly.
God, why
Did
is
you
this-
grow up with like when
I-
did you see this?
oh, it was
You grew up with
just
it,
like a year
Brandon?
or two after it came out. Yeah, it was. But I would like when I watched it the first couple times, I was scared of it. Like that woman,
'Cause
Martian
you were
girl,
what? How old? 7?
7 or 8, maybe. Yeah, so she would scare the shit out of me.
She
and
scared
then
me
Their
at
heads
28,
blowing
dude, I'm
up, their
telling you.
green shit. I'm like, oh, this is not good. If my head explodes, it's going to be
Green
green.
is.
It's- But
It's a kid
when I watched it in
Kid Choice
high
Award.
school, was the first time that I watched it, and I was like, oh,
You're
this
able to
is
enjoy it.
fucking hilarious, dude. And then
When was the last
Such
time
a
you
good
watched it before for reviewing this? How long had it been?
well, actually, if we're going to be technical about it, I watched it the night before you all said, what are we reviewing this
so
week?
you recently
So
watched
I watched
okay.
it, and I was like, oh, shit, let's do Mars Attacks, because,
That's
that's
why
a
you-
comedy, yeah. And then we said we'll do it, so then I watched it again today
Oh,
before I came
Yeah.
in.
It's an easy watch.
It's a great-
I would definitely watch it again, and I think I'd enjoy it more.
I'd watch
My
it
next
again, and I'd probably give it a better rating.
Give
but
it a 5.
I tell you what
Yeah.
you should do is watch it as a background movie. This is the perfect background
I
movie.
can
Oh,
definitely.
If you're like
see that.
chilling, multitasking or whatever, you have Mars Attacks
It's not-
playing in the background.
It's definitely not a serious movie, so
No,
I can
no.
definitely
Yeah.
understand.
It's a perfect
You
background.
tune
movie.
in a little bit, you can get a
Mhm.
laugh, and then go back to what
doing
you're
what you're doing. You look at it and you're
Absolutely.
like, oh yeah, this is that's cool. Yeah, and then back to
And
doing
make sure to not get too, like I said, too engorged in the cast. It's great that they're there.
Right.
They're cool. But there isn't anybody. There's so many to the point, like you
They
were saying,
can't all stand
you can't get used to them. Everybody has their like one moment. It's just, oh, cool to see these guys. And the aliens, let them steal the show. Because they
This
do.
is a Martian movie.
Goofy Martian movie.
This is not the goofy.
Act,
movie.
act, act. Act.
Even that cracks me up.
This is the greatest alien language ever invented. I
We
swear.
come in peace. That fucking noise. Even
Tyler?
the noise of their weapons cracks me up, dude.
Sending us home, Tyler.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Send me home.
Follow us on Instagram and Spotify, the official box office banner. YouTube Box Office Banner with 396 subscribers. Our most viewed video is, let's see here,
I think we know.
84,000 views, which is unbelievable. Follow us and join the group on Facebook, on Box Office Banner Movies. Invite your friends, invite anyone. That group's at 1,300, keeps growing. Let's see here, projectlouder.net.
Oh, yeah.
Go to that website. Every podcast, including ours and all the Project Louder podcasts, are on that website. And Project Louder Facebook page. Every podcast we put out and every podcast from that network gets put out. And there's some bangers. Just keep joining us. We're just growing and growing, and we're going to keep growing and growing. It's all thanks to you guys. So we really appreciate you guys.
It's too late.
Yep, love you all.
Peace.